Hi everyone, this is Greg. Welcome to Molten Lake Water District's Potty Talk 401. In this video, we'll teach you how to replace a leaky flapper and running fill valve. With regard to flappers, there's really only two types. There's the bulb type flapper and the piston type of flapper. The thing to keep in mind with the bulb type flapper is that they are not all the same. Some of them have a different diameter than the other. If you'll notice, this in my left hand has a larger diameter than the one in my right hand. There are some universal flappers out there that work quite well, but they do not work in all applications. The best thing to do when you're replacing the flapper in your toilet is to look for the make and model, which is typically stamped in the porcelain inside your toilet tank, or some of the manufacturers will have a sticker on the inside of the lid that will give you the make and model, and that way you can be sure to get the correct flapper. So to replace the flapper, you're going to disconnect the flapper chain from your trip lever rod. Pop the flapper ears off of the arms of the flush valve tube. Installing the new flapper is just the reverse of the removal process. Next, you're going to connect the flapper ears onto the arms of the flush valve. We have to shorten the chain a little bit because on this particular application the chain's a little bit too long. You don't want to leave your chain too long because it can get trapped underneath the flapper and can cause your toilet to run, so just be aware of that. Then reconnect the chain to the trip lever rod. And that's how you replace the flapper. With regard to the piston type flapper, you have to disassemble the piston to pop the flush valve gasket off of the flush valve assembly to make sure you match the diameter of the flush valve gasket when you go to buy the new one. It's a fairly simple operation, but just a little bit different than the bulb type flapper replacement. With regard to the fill valves, there's only three types of fill valves on the market. One is the external float, which slides on the vertical tube. The second type of fill valve has an internal float inside this rectangular box. And the third type and most common type of fill valve is this old style bulb on the arm. This is the most common type of fill valve that leaks. Okay, in this portion of the video we're going to replace the fill valve. Obviously this is a demonstration toilet, so in your practical application what you're going to want to do is turn the water off to the toilet down at the shutoff valve, also known as the angle stop on the wall. Shut the water off, drain the majority of the water out of the toilet tank by flushing the toilet. That will drain the bulk of the water out. You still will have an inch or so remaining in the tank. You'll want to have some sort of a bucket or pan to catch the remaining water. Once that's been done, go ahead and pull your tube off, the overflow tube of the toilet tank. Take a pair of pliers and remove the retainer nut off the bottom side of the fill valve and the tank. Set the old fill valve out and reinstall the new fill valve. There was some pre-assembly on this. Put the retainer nut back on to the fill valve on the bottom side of the tank. Slip your overflow tube onto the fill valve. Slip the other end onto the retainer clip and reconnect it to the overflow tube on the toilet tank, and turn your water back on at the wall very slowly and let the tank fill up. Make sure that when you adjust your water level, it remains about 1/2 to 1 inch below the top of the overflow tube. And you're done. Thank you for watching the Molten Lake Water District's Potty Talk video series. We hope the information in the videos was helpful in getting your leaky toilet problems fixed.